Hi, my name is June Wood. The year 2020 did not exactly start out the way we would have liked, but there is one amazing movement we can absolutely be proud of, the women's suffrage movement. The women's suffrage movement was many decades long to fight and win the right for women to vote in the United States. It took activists and reformers nearly 100 years to win that right, and the campaign was not easy. Disagreements over strategy threatened to cripple the movement many times. Well, 2020 marks the 100th year anniversary of the women's suffrage, women's right to vote. 100 years ago, after the 19th Amendment passed out of the U.S. House and the U.S. Senate, it went to the states for their approval. At the time, there were 48 states and 36 needed to ratify in order for the 19th Amendment to be added to the Constitution. In Arkansas, the legislature met on July 28, 1919, to vote on the amendment. Representatives voted overwhelmingly in favor of women's suffrage, and Arkansas became the 12th state to ratify the amendment. By August of 1920, 36 states ratified the 19th Amendment. That is why, during the month of August, Washington County will be celebrating the 100th year anniversary with virtual activities commemorating women's suffrage. One activity that's not virtual will be visiting the Washington County Animal Shelter. Why the animal shelter? Well, cats started out being an anti-suffrage symbol. Women were seen to be more domestic and in the private part of society. Men were seen to be more active and in the active part of society. Cats were seen as domestic animals and associated with domestic life. Dogs were seen as active animals and associated with a masculine, outgoing social life. Anti-suffrage would have men associated with cats, talking about how men would be feminized and domesticated. Women getting the vote would somehow make men do the laundry and look after the children. You would then see very unattractive portraits and caricatures of suffrage women with their dogs, wearing pants, talking about how women voting would somehow invert social structure. But of course, women reclaimed the cat, and you started seeing these posters of suffrage cat. In 1916, Neil Richardson and Alice Burks drove across the United States advocating for women's suffrage. They would hold meetings and speak on street corners. When they stopped in Alabama, a man gave them a little black kitten they named Saxon. Now, all of the stories and adventures would include Saxon the cat. Now that you know a little history of the suffrage cat in the United States, Director Angela Ledgerwood from Washington County Animal Shelter can tell you how to adopt your own little precious suffrage cat. Thank you, and please join Washington County as we celebrate the centennial anniversary of women's right to vote and change America. Thank you.
Washington County Animal Shelter is pleased to take part in celebrating the 100th anniversary of the women's suffrage movement. The entire month of August, we will offer $10 cat adoptions. The first 10 cat adoptions will go home with a plush suffrage cat. Visit petfinder.com and our county website for available cats, and the shelter may be reached by phone at 479-695-3450. Thank you.